Welcome, everybody, to episode 260 of The Dream Wager. As always, I'm your host, D-Rock, and joining me in the Dominican Republic, my boy, our NBA guru, Elvis Acosta. How is the weather? How's the family? Tell me about it.
We're doing great, Dylan. Weather like 84, sunny, bussing. Only 9:25 a.m. So that's lovely. The family they sleeping. My dad and his man's is talking business right now. So all everybody that's tuning in right now, I apologize for the background noise. It's out of my control. Cause hey, I'm not home. But we in Dominican Republic, so
Uh-huh.
I'm live and representative today, baby.
What's the area code? Do they have that?
They
It probably
definitely do, but
sounds.
I don't know it. I definitely don't know it.
Oh, man.
Yo,
Well,
Dylan, they have
yeah.
so much more things out here than you would expect. Like
Like what?
Uber.
Oh, do they have like a
Yeah,
McDonald's?
bro, they have everything.
They got everything. They got
They got it.
Benz.
My dad got an AMG.
Okay. It's going crazy out there. Enjoy it. Out there for a few days, so enjoy the weather. You don't want to come back here because it was fucking freezing yesterday. I was at the Met game. It was like 45, the wind chill, because you're right by LaGuardia. So awful. But enjoy your time. Tell the fam I said hi. But let's get into it. We had a pretty simple show today. We got MLB. We got only 3 games on the NBA slate. Regular season comes to an end tomorrow, and then we'll end on the gridiron. We got XFL plays. But looking at the playoff picture, because the games everything's kind of settling out right now. The Bucks locked in the 1 seed. I think Denver locked in the 1 seed as well. You guys locked in the 6 seed. Everybody laughed when you guys traded away KD and Kyrie, and now look at the Mavs eliminated. I want to start there with the Mavs, right? We'll talk about him and Kyrie in a sec, but Luka had a chance to win the scoring title, right? And then he goes, and then the Mavs decide not to sit him and only play him 1 quarter yesterday. What is the thought process? Because you just don't trade for a guy like Kyrie to not go for the playoffs and not do what you're supposed to. And now I just don't understand, like Mark Cuban, and you trade all away your assets for not to make the playoffs. Can you walk me through what they were thinking? And did you like the decision of them kind of tanking and just getting a better draft pick, essentially?
Still, I had no clue what they're thinking because I still believe the Mavs could, especially with Kyrie and Luka Doncic on the floor at the same time. I think they could possibly make the play-in. I think they could beat either OKC, the Pelicans, or the Minnesota. I think the Lakers are a little better than them, but I'll give them a shot definitely against the Pelicans, Minnesota, and OKC. And OKC's a pesky team, though, but still, wait, when you have Kyrie and Luka Doncic on the court, this is 2 top 10 players, two top 15 talent, so I honestly don't understand why they shut it down, why Luka only played the first quarter. Like you said, though, he had a chance to win the scoring title. Joel Embiid locked it up last night. I'm just surprised that you make the trade during the trade deadline for Kyrie Irving as the 4 seed, and then you coming down last 2 games of the season. You're literally half a game from the play-in. You win this game, you win today. You're in the play-in, and you basically just give it all away. You sit Kyrie Irving out, and then you let Luka Doncic, arguably the MVP frontrunner in the beginning of the season, by the way, just play a quarter. It made zero sense to me, though. To me, it felt like tactical. It was like on purpose. I'm guessing the Cavs didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mavs didn't want to be in the play-in. That's the only logical reason I could think of. They didn't want to be in the play-in, which makes zero sense because you just traded for Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. Are we calling it the playoffs, or is it still the play-in? I don't want to say the play-in is the playoffs because it just sounds weird. Is it the playoffs or is it the play-in?
To be honest, though, is not the playoffs. You know why? Because whatever stats you accumulate during 1 or 2 games in the play doesn't doesn't get added to your postseason career stats. Doesn't get added to
Yeah.
your regular season career stats. So I think the NBA has to come out publicly and say this is part of the regular season or this is part of the playoffs because it's not fair For example, like LeBron James or, some of these great players. Let's just use LeBron James. He probably puts up 30 points a game, especially in the play-in. He saw him play in the play-in 2 years ago. He will be in the play-in today. Hey, that's a lot of points, rebounds, and assists left on the table going empty-handed. I understand it's not about stats and all, but hey, it might come down to a couple players might have a couple 100 points, a couple dozen rebounds, a couple dozen assists, and never get uh, added to anything, regular season or postseason career.
Yeah, Joe makes a good point in the chat. Where do these stats go? Do they go to the regular season stats? Because you said they don't
They,
go to the playoffs.
they don't go neither. It's just a 1-2 game
It's an
tournament.
exhibition game, basically.
It's basically an exhibition to make the playoffs, and that's why I believe Adam Silver has to come out, or the NBA has to address it, saying this is either a regular season, or this is either part of the regular season, or this is part of the playoffs, because it's not fair to some of the players.
No, I agree, and it's kind of interesting. Right now in the West, you got the number 9 seed going, Minnesota Timberwolves playing OKC. In the Lakers, it looks like they'll be locked in the number 7 seed against the New Orleans Pelicans. So I kind of liked it for them, but you know why? Just because because I think they could beat the Pelicans, and then they go and verse the Memphis Grizzlies, and I think they match up well if they stay healthy. So I kind of like the trajectory for the Lakers moving forward if they could get past the Pelicans. But you mentioned the MVP odds, minus 850 now. I think he solidified it earlier in the week when he dropped 52 points on Tuesday night. Oh my God, what a stellar performance. And I'm not the biggest Philly or Embiid fan, but the guy is fantastic. And I think you harped on it about a few months ago. You said, hey, at plus money, watch out. Did you ever put that ticket in for Embiid? And you're on mute, kid.
I apologize, Dill. A lot of background noise, so I'm trying to level it. Dill, at plus 280, I ended up catching it. I just had a feeling that I took the ticket right when the Denver, remember that 5-game losing streak they were in? I think I took it like 3 games in. And Joel Embiid was like at plus 280, and Joker was like minus 1 something, right? And then literally that within 7 days, because they ended up losing like 5 out of 6. Joel Embiid was the favorite. Like wow. They were both like neck and neck. So I caught it early on, though. I'm not gonna say I hit a home run on it because Joel Embiid probably like in January was probably plus 400 or 500 because the Joker was dominating. Think about it, Dill.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid had a tremendous season, but the Joker damn near about to average, or if not average, a triple-double, and he's not gonna win it. Giannis having a better season than his MVP year than both of them. He's having a better season than both of them, Dill, and he's not even getting the MVP. I'm not saying Joel Embiid doesn't deserve it, because I do believe he deserves it, Dill. Not just because I got a little money on it, because he played a tremendous season. But, when the Joker averages damn near a triple-double or a triple-double locks up the number 1 seed, and then Giannis doing what he do, I put like this, I think this is one of the toughest MVP races in a long time.
I think it's going to come down to the wire, but I'd say, hey, Embiid's the locked-on favorite to win at minus 850 right now. And yeah, you might be looking at it with a green eye lens just because you got a little money on it. But hey, you caught it at plus money, and I love that. Some series odds that are out. So 4-5 seed Cleveland Cavaliers versus the New York Knicks right now. Cleveland minus 215 on the series, but I already locked in the Knicks at plus 180. I just think no one could stop Jalen Brunson. I think it's going to be so bad if Donovan Mitchell goes out and beats us. He can't go and beat us. He wanted to come to New York all this time. We didn't go and get him, and now he comes in the Mecca and then beats us. I just don't see it. I don't think the Knicks are going to allow that to happen. And then the Nets and the 76ers. 76ers are minus 800, plus 560. You give yourself a chance?
Yo, it's playoff time. We know when it comes to the playoff time, James Harden comes and go. Joel Embiid, you already know. You can lock him in. You can pencil him right now. 35, 12, and 6. You already know what he's going to do. He might give you a 40-piece a game or two. That's not shocking. But, James Harden be there with, 20 points, 10 assists. Will Tyrese Maxey be there? I'll give us a shot. I'm not going to say, put couple units on it. But I think at plus what you said 560. I think it's definitely worth a sprinkle though. We're healthy. That's one thing. We're 100% healthy. We got a bunch of young guys that's going to get up and down the court though. Malik Bridges could
Yeah.
lock up their best offensive weapon besides Joel Embiid and James Harden or Tyrese Maxey, whoever has it going that night though. So I definitely give us a shot. At the end of the day, they have Joel Embiid and we don't. That's what it comes down to it though. But they have James Harden on our team. So would it be some motivation as a factor to knock off James Harden? Possibly, Dill. So I do give us a shot. I will not advise anybody to put money on it, but just a sprinkle.
But I do think you guys could win a game or two, especially at home. Maybe not in Philly, but to go 5 or 6 games, it's at plus 170 for 5 games and then plus 280 to go 6 games. So
I think
you guys,
plus. I think at 5 games is a lock. We're definitely winning one.
yeah.
Philly ain't as good as Boston was last year. I understand we're not as good as the team we were last year as well, but we're pretty deep. We got a solid lineup, and at the right night, we could put 130, 140 on you.
100%. Yeah. I love it. A couple things. We'll have 3 games on today's slate, and we also have the regular season comes to an end on Sunday. Play in because it's a tournament. That's what it's so confusing. It says playoffs, but then it's a play-in tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a tournament style. I don't know. That starts on Tuesday, but we'll have picks for the play-in tournament on Monday's episode. But Elvis, how was your last 7 days in the NBA coming down to an end? It's been a profitable NBA season for you, right?
Yeah, great NBA season for the kid. Way better than last season. So thanks to the NBA on that. Last 7 days, though, your boy haven't really been good. Baseball has been kicking my ass, really. So this is mostly baseball plays with some basketball. Last 7 days, 5-21, down 5 units, though.
Oh, we got to turn that around in baseball. And
Yeah.
let's start on the diamond because that's where the most today. 15 games on the slate. Let's start in the first game. 2:11 Eastern, Minnesota. The Twins are minus 118. Under is set at 7.5. How do you like this one, E?
Yo, I know what I'm about to say might sound crazy, but give me the second
You're
best
on
team
mute.
in base.
Yeah.
I'm not. Am I still on mute? Am I still on mute?
No, you're good now.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it didn't say I was on mute. That's why it was weird. Minnesota, Dale. Give me Minnesota on the money line. Second best team in baseball as of right now. I don't care what nobody says. Minnesota's just playing great baseball. I understand against the defending champs, but guess what? We in Minnesota. So give me the Twins on the money line. I caught it at minus 115. Dylan said minus 118. So shop around, people.
Yeah, I got to take my boy Garcia and the Houston Astros on the road. I'm just not a believer in this Twins team going on SGPN on the MLB pod. A lot of people are high on Minnesota, and I'll give them credit. They are playing a little better than I anticipated, but I don't know. Houston, I just think Houston is just better than a lot of people are giving them credit to. They are the defending champs. I think it's going to take a little to Houston at that number in a while. So I'll take the plus money with Houston. Let's go out to Philadelphia Phillies. They will host the Cincinnati Reds. Phillies minus 142 over under 7.5. Did you see Nick Sirianni throw out the first pitch yesterday?
No, I didn't. I wish I would have saw it though.
A little nice. I think it was like a little cutter action. It had some nice movement on it. I'm not gonna lie.
Did you see Travis Kelce? I saw that one. He just threw the ball right on the floor. It was terrible.
It was terrible. They said he goes, "I'm sorry. I'm so used to spiking the ball. The ball just went down." Patrick Mahomes tweeted. He was like, "Bro, what is that?"
And he ran after the ball like he was about to get a second chance.
And Shane Bieber, who was catching, he was like, he just went away from the ball. He's like, I ain't getting hurt for this guy.
Yeah, that was
how do you play
good.
this one? The Phillies or the Cincinnati Reds? How do you like this one?
Yo, to be honest, though, the Phillies been playing poorly. I understand they're at home. My heart wants to lean with the Reds at plus 120 because the number, still, but I do think Philadelphia take care of business at home. So I ended up staying away from it, but it wouldn't shock me if the Cincinnati could pull one out in Philly today.
Yeah, I like the Reds here. The number is just way too big. I like Nick Lodolo and Bailey Falter. I'm just gonna fade him right now. I understand the Phillies; they're picking the bats up a little bit right now, but I don't know. I like Nick Lodolo. You maybe want to look at his strikeout prop. Phillies have a lot of swing and miss kind of guys, so I just think that playing the number strictly, the Cincinnati Reds can be sneaky at plus 120. I like that number. So let's go out to San Francisco Giants hosting the Kansas City Royals. Giants minus 138 at home. Over under is at 8.5. How do you like this one?
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't end up touching this game, but I think I gotta roll with the Giants on this one, Dill. I'm not gonna force anything. Like I said, it's been rough sailing for me, especially in the MLB. The last, honestly, since the start of the season, I started the season 0-4, so that's horrendous. So I'm gonna stay away from it, Dill. But I'm gonna lean with the home team at minus 135.
Yeah, I took the under here. We got some winds blowing in San Francisco as well in the daytime. So I like Sean Manaea. I think he's all right. Bradley Singer, he was fantastic last year. The Royals, they don't have the best bats. Salvador Perez, legend. He hit a home run finally yesterday. But I just think it's just two mediocre offenses. So 8.5 seems kind of like a big number. So I'll go under in this one. Let's go out to Wrigley Field. Chicago Cubs hosting the Texas Rangers. Chicago Cubs minus 116 at home. Over under is at 7. How do you like this one, Elvis?
Dill, give me the Texas Rangers on the road plus
Wow.
108 on the money line. As of right now, plus 101. People should shop around, see what odds you could get. Dill, I just think the Rangers are just a little better than the Cubs. That's all it is. If we were on Arlington, Dill, I would have took them run line. To be honest with you, but give me the Rangers on the road. Let's find a spark here, people.
Yeah, no play here. I do lean the Rangers. I like Martin Perez as well. Chicago Cubs are good, but it's Justin Steele's first appearance this year. So I kind of want to see it before I back the Cubs. I get why they are home favorites, but I like the Rangers. Their bats have kind of cooled down after that hot start, but should be a good one, I think. We'll see how the weather plays out in Wrigley. Let's go to Citi Field. I was at the game yesterday. Environment was great for home opener. We won 9-3. Seats were good. Food was good. We got a new screen, bigger. You see it from the LIR. I'm telling you, Uncle Steve got the money. He's bringing it out. But it was great. Atmosphere was good in Citi Field. I wish I saw this guy. Kodai Senga is on the mound for the Mets, taking on Trevor Rogers and the Miami Marlins. Mets minus 172 favorite. Over under is at 7.5. I'll leave this one off. I took the Mets on the run line minus 1.5. I got it at plus 140. I see plus 125s at plus 130. So shop around for the better number. But I like that. I like the over. I think the Mets just have the Marlins number early and at home, especially. The bats kind of woke up. We scored 9 runs yesterday. Pete Alonso's hitting home runs. Starling Marte seeing the ball well. And Brandon Nimmo's just a 5-tool player. So I love the lineup. Trevor Rogers is all right, but I think he's a better pitcher in Miami. So gonna fade the Marlins. I'm gonna take the Mets on the money line, not money line, on the run line, and I also like the over 7.5. Seems like a short number. How do you like this one?
Still, I'm staying away from it. I give y'all credit. Y'all did look impressive yesterday on first day opener, and I expect y'all to take care of business once again today against the Marlins. Though, like I said, I'm just staying away from a few games. I'm not trying to force anything.
Yeah.
I've been rough selling.
Yeah, and sometimes that's a no bet is your best bet. I'll say that sometimes.
And
So
I can't
be
even bet
selective.
out here. You know that I can't even bet.
You gotta
out here.
find a bookie.
I need to get steak or something. You know, I'm overseas. I'm international, so I know I could definitely get a book somewhere somehow.
Hit up Drizzy. He be using steak a lot. I know
Yeah,
a lot of people that use steak.
He'll reply sometime today.
Yeah. Let's head over to Detroit. Great ballparking in Detroit. I've been a few times. Comerica Park. Detroit Tigers hosting your Boston Red Sox. Red Sox road favorites minus 136. Over under is at 8. You backing your boys here?
Nah, dude, I ain't backing them. If we was at Fenway, I would have leaned the over and the Red Sox money line, Dill. But in Detroit, it's a pitcher's park, Dill. It's just I expect it to be windy. You know, it's Detroit. It's still in April. I expect it to be windy, so I'll lean the under 8. Dill. I don't expect us to put up a ton of runs on the road. If anything, our pitching might let up a few runs, but we should win this game, Dill. So if anything, I'll lean the under in the Red Sox.
All right. Nothing for me. I don't know. I just didn't want to back. I backed Detroit the other day at plus money. They fucked me. Backed the Red Sox a few days ago. They fucked me. So I have bad luck betting these two teams. So I'm just going to stay away. Let's go to Tampa Bay Rays. They might go 162-0. This team is undefeated right now. Best team probably in baseball, even though they're playing some shitty teams. But you play who's in front of you. Tampa Bay Rays minus 290, almost a $3 favorite at home. Plus 235 for the Oakland Athletics, over under at 8. Are we just gonna blindly just keep taking the Rays on the run line?
Dill, this dude has a 30 ERA, so that means opening day he let whoever just tee off. So I gotta lean Tampa on the run line here, Dill. They're at home. They've been playing amazing, looking like the best team in baseball. And when somebody has a outing that, you know, the ERA is at 30, you know that's not a good sign, Dill. So if anything, I'm gonna lean Tampa on the run line. Really, that's the only way you can really get value out of this game.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to play it, and the only thing I see is maybe the over, and just keep blindly betting the Tampa Bay Rays on the run line. But yeah, I agree with you. Let's go out to Cleveland. This my top 2 and 3 team, I would say. Cleveland Guardians home hosting the Seattle Mariners. Minus 142 home favorites for the Cleveland Guardians. Plus 120 for the Mariners. Over under is at 8.5. I'll leave this one off. Got to back my boy Cal Quantrill here at home. He had an all right start in his first outing on the road, but coming back home, I think he's a much better pitcher. Mariners, they're a good team, but they won yesterday. Nice plus money price. I was on them. Julio Rodriguez had a nice shot, but I think Kyle Quantrill will limit the contact. And I think Marco Gonzalez, I just don't like him for the Mariners. So don't know how he's in the starting rotation. I think Cleveland could take advantage. So I'm going to take Cleveland on the money line. I got it at minus 139. I still like it at minus 142, but it is getting up there in price for my liking. Anything on this game?
Still, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna lean the over. I don't expect the weather and the conditions in Cleveland to be up to par. Expect it to be ugly, windy. You know, early April game. Wouldn't shock me if it's a little sprinkle of snow in Cleveland. So I'm gonna lean the under. Deal. If anything, I do like the home team in this situation. I'm gonna lean with you with the Cleveland on the money line, but I'm not gonna go to the window at minus 142. Not with my luck.
Yeah. Let's go to Pittsburgh. What a standing ovation. I don't know if you saw the video, but if you get a chance, look at the standing ovation the home crowd gave Andrew McCutchen on his first day back.
Wow, it's been 2 years.
Well, I think it's been a little more since he came back, because he's on the Pittsburgh Pirates again. They signed him in the offseason, and his first at bat back home. Oh my God, it was insane. It was so loud. He tipped his hat. It was because, you know, we grew up with Andrew on the pod. It was great to see that. But Pittsburgh Pirates, they did win. They will host the Chicago White Sox, the South Side. White Sox minus 130 favorite on the road, plus 110 for the Pirates. Over under is at 8.5. I'm going to go with the Chicago White Sox here, minus 130. I think it's a good price. I like the bounce back spot. I like Mike Clevenger. I think he's a little better than Vince Velasquez. Vince Velasquez, he walks a lot of batters as well. So hopefully Tim Anderson doesn't get stuck and thrown out the game. But Tim Anderson doesn't get thrown out the game, I think we'll be all right. I'm going to go Chicago White Sox here on the money line. What do you like, E?
Still, to be honest, Pittsburgh is surprising us, Dill. I think we gotta roll with the energy they've been giving out, Dill. So if anything, I'm gonna lean the money line at plus 110. Home team, plus money, better record. It all makes sense, people. But hey, I'm gonna just lean Pittsburgh on this one.
All right, let's go out to Camden Yards in Baltimore. The Orioles are hosting the New York Yankees. Yankees minus 132 road favorites, plus 112 for the Baltimore Orioles. Over under is at 8. Loved it. It was the home opener for the Baltimore Orioles yesterday. They won. A lot of my friends were at the game. It was a great sight to see, and they beat the Yankees, so that's even better. But I'm going to actually fade the Orioles out in this spot. I think it's a good bounce back spot for the Yankees. They are the better team. Cole Irving is not the best pitcher, in my opinion, for the Baltimore Orioles. I think this Yankee lineup could get some runs off of him. So at this short price, minus 132, I'm going to take the Yankees here on the money line. How about you?
Still, I'm gonna lean the over. We was able to see what 13 runs on the board yesterday. I
Yeah.
think today we might be see the same with a little less lackluster in the pitching staff though. So I'm gonna go with the over. That's an official play. Over 8 or over 8.5.
Yeah, I also like Aaron Hicks under a half of total bases. So total bases, you get a hit, it's like a single, for example, you'll get one base. So Aaron Hicks, he hasn't recorded a hit all season. He's went under this in 3 games, 0 for 10, his last 10 at bats, and he only has one hit in his last 3 plate appearance against Cole Irving. So he has yet to record a base this year. We're getting plus 123 for Aaron. Best guy, but I'm going to take that plus money with Aaron Hicks under half a total base. Let's go out to Milwaukee, another surprising team. You know, I think they're playing better than St. Louis right now, and they're hitting. Their lineup, I think, they're producing better than a lot of people thought. We all thought St. Louis had the best line in the National League Central. Milwaukee, they already have the best pitching staff. Now the bats are waking up. They might be a dangerous team to look out for. So let's talk about them. Milwaukee Brewers are hosting the St. Louis Cardinals. They got the win yesterday. St. Louis now, they're the favorites at minus 148. Over under is at 9. Are we going to back the home puppy here?
Dale, give me the home puppy, but I'm taking on the run line, Dale. I'm playing it a little safe. Taking the 1.5 in my back pocket at minus 130. I think that's a great play here. Home team. I think they either win the game, if not lose it by 1, Dale.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm gonna keep backing the Brewers here. I made that mistake when they swept the Mets last week, so not gonna do that again. I like their lineup. Eric Lauer, he's okay. And at plus 126, I don't really believe in Jordan Montgomery. He had a shaky start in his first outing, so I'm going to fade him on the road. I'll take the Brewers, and I'll also take Eric Lauer under 5.5 strikeouts as well. He really hasn't been striking out a lot of people. He's only hit this number in 3 of his last 10 outings. He went under in his first game last year against St. Louis as well. And St. Louis, they don't strike out a lot. They only strike out 6 times per game, and it's at 5.5. It's sitting right there. His last 36 appearances, he's went under this in 28 starts. So it's a good number. I'm just playing the number. So at minus 125, I like Eric Lauer under 5.5 strikeouts. And here we go. We're going to go another total bases. Nolan Arenado over 1.5 total bases. It's at plus money as well. He's 3 for 8 with Lauer with 2 home runs and a double. So we just got to get 2 bases. You get a double, you get 2 singles, whatever it is, I'll take it. He has a 409 batting average against lefties. So I think Nolan Arenado is going to see the ball well. So I'm going to take Nolan Arenado over 1.5. Is Eric Lauer.
Yo, Joey, I apologize.
That was a lot to unpack. Let's go to the Braves. Atlanta Braves host.
Real quick, though, I apologize to Joey, man. I apologize to Joey because we both on the Brewers. And I know how you don't like the Brewers now.
Oh, remember that awful stretch Joe had of just – he was like, yo, I'm done betting the Brewers.
The Brewers. And I look at the Brewers, 6-1.
Imagine that.
Yo, Joey, I hope you haven't been fading the Brewers to start the season.
Because you would be losing a lot of money if you fading the Brewers right now. Let's go to Atlanta. The Braves hosting the San Diego Padres. Braves minus 146 at home, plus 124 road dog for the Padres. Over under is at 8.5. You playing this one?
Joe, I'll tell you what, my heart is in it. I want to play it so bad, Dale, but to be honest, I'm staying away from it. My heart wants to bet my boy Michael Wacha on the mound with San Diego at plus 127. But to be honest, Dale, they're just that good. You know, I don't think anybody should be betting against Atlanta, especially in Atlanta. So, you know, my heart wants to take Michael Wacha. They got Xander. They got some pieces in there. I love San Diego. That's my pick to win it all this season. But
Wow.
I don't think they're ready for Atlanta. Not yet. So
Yeah. It's your boy Michael Waka too. So at plus 124, it's like kind of a value play. Xander's been hitting the ball as well. No play for me. I can't back Uncle Charlie here. He's at minus 146 as well. So if he did have a lean, I would take the Padres, but no official play here for me. Let's go out to the desert. Arizona Diamondbacks hosting the Los Angeles Dodgers. Dodgers minus 162 road favorites, plus 136 home dogs for the Diamondbacks. Over under is at 9.5. The under just keeps cashing for these two teams. Are we going to go back to 9.5? Seems like a lot. I know you got Noah Syndergaard going for the Dodgers, but are you playing this one?
nah, Dale, I ended up staying away from it. You got a guard on the mound, so I will lean the Dodgers though, but it's too rich for me on the money line. I wouldn't do run line either way. Run line is plus money with the Dodgers. If you're that confident, by all means, still. But I feel like this is a money line play now, minus 155. Is it really worth it for me? Nah, not really.
Yeah. Let's go out to the Rocky Mountains. Colorado Rockies hosting the Washington Nationals. Rockies minus 138 home favorites, plus 118 for the Nationals on the road. Over under is at a high 11 because of the altitude. But I'm going to take the Rockies here in a bounce back spot. I just think they're the better team. Nationals did win yesterday, but Austin Gomber, I think he's much better at home. It was like the trend we liked last year. You're going to back the Rockies at home and then fade them when they're on the road. I just like them. I think they're the better lineup. And Trevor Williams, I don't trust him. He was on the Mets last year, and he was very up and down, inconsistent. So I like the Rockies here. I think we're getting a good number on the money line. So I'm going to take the Rockies minus 138. How about you?
Still same. I ended up catching the Rockies at minus 140. 138 is even better, though. They're just at home. I feel like the Rockies is just could do damage. So I expect them to take care of business. If anything, if you want to take them on the run line at plus 140, I think you got to even sprinkle something on that deal. The over unders at 11, runs will be scored, deal. And I just think Colorado can make some noise at home.
100%. Let's go to the last game. We'll go out to Anaheim. Anaheim Angels. I know it's Los Angeles, but I always say Anaheim. Los Angeles Angels minus 118 home favorites against the Toronto Blue Jays, sitting at even money plus 100. Over under is at 9. I'll lead this one off. I like the Angels here. I like Tyler Anderson coming over from the Dodgers. I think he's a much better. He's just so inconsistent. He gives up a lot of hard contact. And I just like the Angels here at home. I think Mike Trout hit a bomb that is still going last night. So him, Ohtani, I like Tyler Anderson. I think he'll limit the batters of Toronto. So minus 118, short price here, but I like the Angels here. How about you?
Same deal. I'm going with the Angels at home on the money line deal. I caught it at minus 118. I think when Barrios is on the mound, he's decent deal, but I think against that lineup, I think Shohei, Mike Trout, and company could put up some runs on the board deal. So give me the Los Angeles Angels at minus 118 deal. Honestly, I gotta get used to that too. They're not Anaheim no more.
No, they're not. They're Los Angeles, but I always say Anaheim because that's what we're grown up on.
Is it Anaheim like Northern California?
You've been to You've been to
I've been to LA. I never been to Anaheim. I don't know where that at. I know it's in Cali. I just don't know where. Yeah.
I don't know where it is, but well, good luck on the dive. Hopefully we turn it around this weekend, Elvis. A lot of games, so dive in. And sometimes your best bet is not betting at all. But before we get to the NBA short slate, only 3 games on the slate. Let me tell you guys about our sponsor. We're sponsored today by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebrations, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor our tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry hanging out in DR with the fam, it doesn't matter. Our flavors pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. We're also brought to you by Prize Picks Daily Fantasy. All first that 100%. Deposit $100. Prize Picks will give you 100. Deposit 50, 25, whatever it is. Prize Picks will match it up to $100. So very easy. Entries could be made within 60 seconds or less. It's really easy. You pick 2 to 6 players, and if they score more or less than their Prize Picks projection, you can win up to 25% of your money on any entry. Tons to get in on the action. You got NBA, got the playoffs coming around. You got MLB, like I just mentioned, NHL playoffs. They're coming around the corner. MMA, you got UFC 287, you got golf, soccer, literally tons to choose from. Prize Picks is safe and offers fast withdrawals. You can make it within 60 seconds. So get in on the action now, not now, but right now, and play Prize Picks today with us. Make sure you use promo code DreamWager when you sign up. All right, Elvis, let's get to it. Only 3 games on the NBA slate. Kind of annoying how they didn't kind of divide it up into half the games today and half the games on Sunday. But nonetheless, we'll start in Utah where the Jazz, home dogs. Are we still going to back it? Denver Nuggets laying 6 on the road. Over under is at 225.5.
Dill, to be honest, I wanted to touch the Jazz so much in this game, Dill, but it just sucks that it's the last 2 days of the season and nobody's gonna play. You got Denver sitting all 5 of their starters. Michael Porter, Jamal Murray, Jokic, everybody, even Aaron Gordon, Kentavious Caldwell Pope, they're questionable as well. Denver's not gonna play nobody, Dill. They locked up the number 1 seed. They don't need to do anything. And then Utah shutting it down as well, Dill. You got Kendrick Dunn, Olynyk, and some of these guys' names I can't even name, Dill. So they're just shutting it down. Put it like this: if just like Larry Markkinen was playing, or like Jordan Clarkson was in, Michael Conley, I will lean Jazz plus 6.5, but I'm not about to put money on. Well, I can't even bet. Damn. But I'm not about to advise people to bet money on a team that I don't even know half their starting lineup. So I think you got to lean Denver plus minus the 6. We saw how well they was able to play the other day against the Suns. Remember that, Dill? They played such a good game against the Suns. The Suns barely snuck away. I think they won the game by 3 or 4 points, and Denver didn't start a soul. So I think the Denver Nuggets role players could honestly win this game convincingly against the Utah role players. So I'm not gonna advise anybody to bet it just because there's a bunch of backups. I don't know what to expect. But what I saw last week against Denver and the Phoenix Suns, I expect Denver to cover the 6 all day. But I'm not gonna advise anyone.
At home, well, because we love to back Utah as a home puppy. 31-13 against the spread at home, being an underdog. They're just covering machines, but they haven't played well as late. They've lost 4 in a row. They lost to OKC. They lost to the late. Yeah, it's just not good right now. But to your point, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Jokic, they're not gonna play. A part of me really wants to take Utah. I'm not gonna lie. The plus 7.
Still, I hear you. I feel you. But what I saw, how well Denver played against Phoenix. Phoenix had Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant on the floor. Kevin Durant played 41 minutes that day. Chris Paul played 31 minutes that day. Devin Booker played 31 minutes that day, Dill. You could go on ESPN, anything, and you can see how many minutes they played, Dill. They had a tough time with Denver role players now. And it was a must-win game because they had to clinch the 4th seed.
You know what it is? Sometimes we just got to back our eyes on what we see. And what you see right now is the role players for Denver are better than the role players for Utah. And I can't argue that, to be honest. So I hear you, but a part of the degenerate in me, I do want to take Utah at home. Los Angeles Clippers, let's go out to the crypto arena. Los Angeles Clippers hosting the Portland Trailblazers. Trailblazers, they packed it in. They're tanking. Minus 16.5 for the Clippers. Over under is at 230. Portland has some injuries, but man, plus 16.5. I think you just got to take it and hope that they cover, right?
Still, give me the plus 17 on the road. Chauncey Billups and the boys are gonna get up for this game. Gonna try to play spoiler. Though Portland has been, they've been in some games. They've been winning some scrappy games as of late. Though they know they just trying to play spoiler. Hey, if Portland wins this game, Lakers win tomorrow. Guess what? Lakers are the 6th seed. Though, so
Yeah.
we got to see how it goes down. But give me Portland plus 17. I just don't see them. I just don't see the Clippers trying to blow them out. And I think Kawhi's going to probably, if they have a 10, 12-point lead, I don't think Kawhi plays in the fourth. They're going to try to rest these people because guess what? Clippers play tomorrow as well. And if they lose, depending how it goes, it might be a must-win tomorrow as well, depending how it goes.
All right, and then last game on the board, we'll head out to San Antonio. The Spurs, home puppies, plus 14, minus 14 for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Austin Rivers, he's questionable. Karl Anthony Towns is questionable. Only guys out for the Spurs, Devontae Graham and Doug McDermott. Is this another one where we're just going to blindly just take the plus 14?
So initially I was going to take the plus 14 with the Spurs, but it's the last 2 days of the regular season, though, and I think the Spurs' main concern is the number one overall pick, though. So I think they lose. Do they lose by 14? That's the question, though. I believe in all my heart they're going to try to lose this game in the pot and lose tomorrow, to better their chances on draft night, deal. So I just ended up staying away from the game. Minnesota, they got to play. They're trying to possibly slide into the 8th seed in the play-in tournament. So at the end of the day, deal, at plus 14, I know it looks tempting, but the Spurs, we all know the Spurs want to lose this game.
100%. And Joe makes a good point. The dogs are literally barking. I was mad at your dog at home. This one. How long it's been? It's going crazy. No, I'm just kidding with you. I like a player prop in this one. Minnesota, Rudy Gobert, over 12.5 rebounds. The man averages over that as well. Last 10 games, he's averaging 13 rebounds per game. Last 5 games, he's averaging 14 against the Spurs team. He's 3-3 and hit the over. He has 14, 13, 17. Last time he was out, he hit right under it at 12. I think he could get over it, especially with Karl Anthony Towns not being there. I think he could pick up some more of the rebounds. So I'm going to go Rudy Gobert over 12.5 rebounds. You could get that at minus 115, minus 120. So do shop around there. But any leans? I know lines aren't out for tomorrow, but do you have any leans or opinions on tomorrow's slate? Last slate in the NBA.
Still, I wish I had lines out so I could give official plays. But we're going to lean them, people. Give me the Knicks over the Pacers. Pacers just been terrible the last few weeks of the season. Miami's locked in as the 7th seed, so I don't think they'll play anybody. I think Orlando. I think you got to take Orlando on the money line, or if they're underdogs, take them plus the points because Miami has literally nothing to play for. They're locked in the 7th seed. Detroit, Chicago, I think they're locked in as well, though. So, they might sit. Detroit has been the worst team in the league all season long. So I'm gonna be honest, don't trust Detroit either. So I'm gonna lean with Chicago on that one. Boston versus Atlanta, they're locked in as well, Dale. If anything, I'll lean Boston. Jaylen Brown hurt his hand picking up a broken piece of glass, so he won't be in the lineup. I'm curious to see if Tatum and the rest of the guys will be in the lineup. Philly, it's funny how the last game of the season is Brooklyn versus Philly. Nobody's going to play, but we're going to see them in the first round. To be honest, I'll leave Brooklyn as well. I don't think Philly's going to play anybody. They're no reason to play anybody. Joel Embiid locked up the MVP, locked up the scoring title. I think they shut it down for him, so I'll lean Brooklyn on there. Washington versus Houston. Houston is just a young team, so I expect them to go up and down the court. I'm going to lean Houston tomorrow as well, Dill, on the money line. Bucks, Raptors. Bucks, they got nothing to play for. I'm going to lean the Raptors at home. Charlotte, Cleveland. Cleveland got nothing to play for. They already locked in playing your New York Nets. I'm going to lean Charlotte on the money line. Pelicans, Minnesota. I'm gonna go with Minnesota, Dill. I think Minnesota is still gonna be able to play some of their starters. Pelicans, they're locked in as the ninth seed. Honestly, if the Lakers lose, the Pelicans can find their way in the seventh seed. So watch out the Lakers if y'all lose. Give me Golden State versus Portland. Just because Golden State has to win this game. This is a must-win game, Dill. So if anything, depending on the spread, I might lay it with the Warriors as well. Because the Warriors lose tomorrow, though, they would be the seventh seed, and the Lakers will jump into the sixth seed. So the Warriors don't want to play an extra few games. Trust me, they want that week off. Yeah. So heavy on the Warriors tomorrow, must-win game. Clippers, Suns. Clippers. I'm gonna go with the Clippers on this one. Like I said, they don't want to fall into the seventh. They do have the tiebreaker with the Lakers, so that if them and the Lakers end up with the same record, they will be the sixth seed. So if Golden State, I think it all depends on Golden State if what the Clippers will do. Sacramento, Denver, I expect nobody to play either side, so I'm not going to touch it. Memphis, OKC, I expect OKC to play some of their players. They're all young. They're going to try to get some rhythm right before the play-in tournament. Memphis, John Morant hurt his finger last night. So I think the coach could be like, no, what? You know what? We're not playing anybody.
On the little gun that he had?
Yes, his trigger finger, Dill. The trigger finger got jammed or something. And then, Dill, to be honest, I know the Dallas Mavericks basically just gave up on the season last night. But we both know the Spurs want to lose this game. Yeah. So somehow, some way, the Mavs will win this game. And then tomorrow night, Dill, is a must-win game. Lakers minus 10, to be honest. Possibly 12.5 might be the spread, Dill. Lakers, if they win this game and either Golden State fumble somehow, guess what? Lakers will jump into the playoffs. No need for the play-in.
It's just crazy how the Mavs, I keep coming back to it. They went from a blockbuster trade acquiring one of the top 5 point guards in the league to making a playoff run to getting eliminated and tanking to get a pick. It just blows my mind, to be honest. They can't play together, and ultimately it leaves so many questions going into the offseason. I think it's a consensus opinion that Kyrie is not coming back to Dallas, and ultimately, now does Luka want to come back?
I think the only way Kyrie Irving comes back is if Mark Cuban, just caves in and gives the man 5 years, $250 million. Yeah. Just, Joe Tsai, Brooklyn Nets owner, and Sean Marks and GM, we offered Kyrie 3 years at $50 million, around that ballpark. Somewhere around
allegedly.
Around that ballpark. He didn't want to sign because he wanted a 5-year extension. We was only willing to give him 3. I hear a lot of talks around the league saying a lot of these teams will only offer 3. They're saying the Lakers might only offer him a 2 or 3 year contract just to play out the rest of LeBron's contract because LeBron is only on a 2-year deal. So I think Mark Cuban, one, he has to sign Kyrie just because what he gave up for him. And then 2, he has to pay the man, though. Because you can't just let Vinny Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Kyrie Irving and a second round pick walk out the door. You can't. That's a fireable offense. That's a fireable offense. I know Mark Cuban won't fire himself, but any other 29 general managers or owners, that's a fireable offense.
Yeah, no, it's insane how they could literally lose all of that, not make the playoffs, and still might lose their best player. All of this might deteriorate Luka from signing a max contract. So you're right. I agree. I think I have the opinion of most GMs right now where I would only sign Kyrie 2 to 3 years just because you don't know. Let me see you play a full year. No antics.
We just seen it. It was a small one. Well, it was a small. He did get suspended for like 5 games. But to be honest, he didn't say anything. He didn't really do anything. Realistically, he just didn't apologize.
Yeah, he stood on his toes. I hear him, but should be interesting to see what happens there. Elvis, good luck. He'll be sure to post all his plays officially for tomorrow on his action. So guys, go follow him there. Let's head it to the gridiron. I am steaming hot, 17-4 in the XFL. Week 8, baby. Let's fucking go. We got 2 games today, 2 games on Sunday. Let's head to the Saturday slate. 1:00, St. Louis Battlehawks taking on the Vegas Vipers. -7.5 for the home Battlehawks. Over under is at 46. Elvis, you got any action on this one?
So this is my riskiest play, I'm going to say, of the
Ooh.
weekend. Give me the Battlehawks, -7.5,
I love
Dill. You know, the Vipers, they're just not it. You know, they're decent, but the Battlehawks are just in the class. You know, Battlehawks might be the second best team in the league. You know, you saw the Roughnecks take a step back. You know, you saw DC take a loss, but I gotta, you know, your Sea Jackets as well. There are there too. Dill, no disrespect, but I'm gonna just lay it at home -7.5. You know, usually in the XFL, I tend to stay away for anything bigger than like 4 points. But to be honest, I think in these last 3 weeks, I think you got to start laying these big spreads because they're up there for a reason.
Yeah, 100% agree. I was going to lay it with them, but I like the over 46. You know, St. Louis, AJ McCarron, he's been cooking. They have they have one of the best pass attacks in the XFL. 17 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. They've scored 24 points in 4 of their last 5 games. And 2 weeks ago, St. Louis dropped 29 on this very same Vegas team. So I think the same thing could happen this week. The quarterback change for Vegas has also given their team a little spark offensively, but I just don't trust their defense. I think they get blown out. I like the 7.5. I didn't want to lay it, and usually I'm the guy that lays the points, but you know, this Vegas team, they've given up 31 points in their last 4 games. I think that this game goes way over. So my official play is I'm going to go over 46 for Vegas and St. Louis. Let's go to the 4:00 game. We got Arlington Renegades on the road taking on the Orlando Guardians. The Guardians are laying -1.5 at home. Over under is at 42.5. Huge upset win for the Guardians last week against the DC Defenders. You like them here now at home?
Yeah, I think you got to lean with the Guardians, especially after beating the best team in the XFL last week. You know, do I want to? To be honest, still, I end up staying away from it just because it's Arlington. I always fade Arlington, but I'm a heavy lean Orlando. You know, I'm going to lean the Guardians. I'm not going to take it officially, but I'm going to lean the Guardians on this one, Dill.
I never thought I'd be back in the Guardians, but here we are, baby. -1.5 at home. You know, after the huge win, I think it was the biggest win of the XFL, like the biggest upset. And, you know, their offense, they found a second gear these past few weeks with the quarterback change of Quentin Dormady, his play, and Arlington's offense. They've kind of stalled out. You know, they haven't reached 20 points in a single game since week 1. They've only reached 15 points once the past 6 weeks. They can't pass the ball. They only have 4 touchdowns this season. I think they're going to want to try to run the ball, shorten the game, slow off the Guardians, but you know, the offenses, they're just not comparable. I like the Guardians to take care of business at home. We are lay the points with the Guardians. Let's go to Sunday's slate. Houston Roughnecks on the road taking on San Antonio Brahmas, the Battle of Texas. Houston laying 5.5 on the road, over under 40.5. You continuing to back your Roughnecks?
Still, my heart wants to back the Roughnecks in this situation, but can they possibly lose 4 straight, Dill? I don't think so. You know, that's just a tough turnaround. Start 4-0, then lose 4 straight. That got it, you know. And I'm gonna be honest, that might be a fireable offense. I know they say that a lot, but to be honest, you win 4 straight, then lose 4 straight. I don't know, Dill. So I gotta do heavy lean on the -5.5. You know, the money line's a little up there, so I'm going to lean the 5.5 still, but I'm not going to take it. The Roughnecks been just such a disappointment the last 3 weeks, you know? I've been losing money 3 weeks straight, Dill. I won't be fooled again, even though I can't even bet in DR.
Yeah, you'll find a little bookie in the bodega one day. I know you will. Yeah, I was going to lean with the Brahmas here, but I just couldn't get to the window. If I had to play, I would take the +5.5. They do have good defense, but like I said last week with Houston, I have to see them beat a good team before I back them, especially laying basically a touchdown with Houston. I don't know. If they do it and they go out on the road and take care of business like they should against San Antonio, that'll give me a little more confidence heading down into the other weeks. But yeah, right now it was a complete stay away game for me. And I think this is the game of the week. DC Defenders on the road taking on the Seattle Sea Dragons. Sea Dragons laying -1.5 at home. Over under is at 47. It's a great game, Elvis. How are you going to play this one?
Joe. Give me the DC plus
Wow.
115 on the money line, Dill. You know, I love the Sea Dragons. I do think they got a shot in this one, especially at home, Dill. But DC is just the best team in the XFL. I think it's a perfect bounce spot situation for them. Off an upset last week, did they take care of business this week, Dill? And that plus money, how could you not?
Yeah, my two favorite teams going at it. I was torn. I think it's gonna be a shootout, and that's why I like the over 46.5. You get 47s out there. I still like that. I still like that. But DC's defense, they finally gave in a little bit. You know, they gave up 37 points last week, over 400 total yards to the Guardians. I worry about the DC secondary. They got torched up and down the field. They weren't able to get any turnovers. They're giving up 248 passing yards per game. That's the worst in the league. And now they have to go and face our boy Ben DiNucci in Seattle. I don't know.
Cowboy great.
Cowboy legend for a few games. I just don't know. I was torn. A part of me wanted to take Seattle. I'm not going to lie, but I don't know. Their defense has fallen off. You know, they're still great on offense. They're great running the ball. DC. They lead the league in scoring at 29 yards per game, and they lead the league in yardage per game. So you got two great offenses, the best two, I think, in the XFL. And I just think both of them will take advantage of the other's weaknesses. So I think we see a shootout. I don't know what a side to get down on. I'm torn, but I just hope we get a good game. That's why I'm going to go over 46.5. You like that play?
I do like the play, Dill. I expect it to be a shootout on Easter Sunday. I think they're going to give out a great show for the fans at the stadium and tuning in on Easter Sunday, Dill.
Yes, sir. Well, happy Easter to everyone. Happy holidays to whatever you do celebrate. Elvis, have fun in DR. Any last words before we get up out of here? And what are your plans for the day? Going to the beach? What's the weather like, kid?
It's beautiful, Dill. It's like 85, sunny, always hot. We're going to a villa resort for 4 days, you know, something light, you know, nothing too crazy. And then, you know, last words, people, you know, let's just have a great, you know, end of the NBA season. You know, I've been a great profitable NBA season. So if you've been rocking with your boy, I appreciate it. If you made money with the boy, you already know. Let's just finish strong. I hope to see some good games. I know a lot of games will be just shit tomorrow, but I hope to see some good games on the board tomorrow, just because it's the last regular season game.
Yep. Elvis, good luck. Have fun. We'll be back Monday. We'll break in the play-in tournament, so playoffs are right around the corner. I can't wait, but that's going to do it for this Saturday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Prize Picks, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Monday, so please follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, give us a review. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend, everyone. Have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe, be well. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.